I'm gonna compile up a list of how not to be a noob in Phantasy Star Online 2. Some of the essential little tips of stuff that I feel like you should work on every week, every day, just to kind of like collect the things that you need to collect to progress your character, and also just to have a better start to the game. Let's start off with doing your dailies. First thing that you need to look at is when you log in, it's going to give you a daily bonus thing, but then at the same time, like, you go right here, you press escape button or whatever, I guess start button if you're going to play on Xbox, and you see how it says press shift to go to ARC's mission. Press that. On here you can click on daily missions, and you can also check your weeklies, but right now we're just looking at the dailies, and doing this every single day is so worth it, and it's so easy. All you literally need to do is walk up to Rebecca.
Which quest are you up for?
You click on main quest, recommended quest, and the very first one right here is the one you're gonna do, and that's gonna complete every single daily, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. The first thing you need to know is, you'll see right here, you see the top one, it says super hard, clear an expedition. That's the only requirement, so you're probably gonna have to be about level 50, I believe, to get super hard unlocked, so just keep that in mind. If you're not level 50 yet, then you're not going to be able to really take advantage of this dailies yet, but you'll be able to complete the other ones at least. But you go in here, go under your recommended quest, very first one, you're going to put it on super hard, you're going to accept the quest, you can search for multiple blocks if you want, it doesn't really matter. And then right here, it's going to give you a list of missions. And the cool thing about this is that all these recommended quests give you this option of being able to basically farm it. So if you want to, you can get extra XP by grabbing all the other quests and just kind of working through it until you clear the list completely. And then, you know, you can wait until tomorrow when it resets and gives you a different mission to do the next set. You know what I mean? Like, you can do that if you want to for extra XP. But the main thing we're focusing on right now is the dailies. So you see these, how they have like that little arrow facing up? Those are the important ones. You only need to complete one of these in order to actually progress that daily. So I'm just going to take the 3 because you might as well. You're doing this mission, you're probably going to knock out all 3 in one swoop anyway. So go ahead and do that. Boom. And then once we load into the mission, the first things you want to do before you start it is run over here, click on this, just grab a drink. You can grab the cheap drink if you want. I always get the attack up. That's always my thing. And I get the shift the drink ZX because that gives you the most percentage in damage increase. I don't know exactly what the number is, but I'm sure that it's higher than these. But if you want to save some Macetas, then you can pick the very first one, whatever, and just like bullshit, boom, grab it. And then it's going to give you one of your dailies complete. Boom, one of the dailies finished. All right, now the next daily is to take a drink or like a passive buff. The quick ones to be able to do is basically, you see these XP scrolls, just pop one of them, and boom, that's gonna give you the daily complete for that too. Another thing, if you don't have XP boosters for some reason, this game basically throws XP scrolls at you all the time. You can also go over here if you have this shop unlocked, and you can make the food, and you can just eat one of these foods to basically work as that same thing if you don't have XP scrolls. If you don't have this on this machine, then you're gonna have to go to Francesca and talk to her. You can basically do that by clicking on the middle mouse button. I don't know what the button is on the controller, and then you can see Francesca's or France's, I don't know, whatever her name, the cafe. Go to the cafe and go talk to her ass, and then yeah. That's it. Okay, so after that, you're just gonna go right in, finish the mission. Also, when you're out here, make sure that you kill as much stuff as possible leading into it, because that's the only way to get your S rank in the mission, because you're gonna need that as well in order to get like the proper complete in this. So just kill everything along the way. You don't have to kill every single thing. You just need to get to the end and just kill stuff while you're on your way there. So now that I finished the mission, now I'm just gonna return to the lobby, and I'm gonna turn in the mission to the daily lady. So right over here, daily order lady. Look, I finished all 3 of them. Sometimes you don't finish all 3 and you only finish 1 or 2. So don't worry about it. You could probably save that for later, or doing it the same day. It's up to you. whatever you want to do with it. Sometimes I hoard them and I just have a bunch of daily missions I'm just sitting on, and if I want to decide to save that for later, then I can, because you see how much mesetas they give, 22,000 on this one. If you save all these dailies and you have a bunch piled up on you, you can save that for the next week and then knock out your weeklies, which is another thing I wanted to mention. So let me show you that as soon as my dailies are done right now. Bloof, dailies are done. Bonus key. Then I can go ahead and accept it. Bam. Dailies are done for today. You see? 0. When it comes to the weeklies, the requirements are always the same every single week. I already finished it for this week, so I have to wait until Wednesday. It resets every single Wednesday. Once the weeklies are back, you don't have to really focus on it, honestly. The only thing you need to look at is that sometimes it will give you a requirement for like crafting an item, not crafting, but like upgrading the item, using an affix or something, which is super easy to do. You can just grab any old piece and then just throw an upgrade on it real quick, which just cost you some meseta, and that's it. Like, not a big deal. You can do that. Just to kind of get through that part, but the rest of the weeklies are really easily achievable every single week just from doing simply the daily every day. So that one mission I just did right now, I could literally do that every single day for a week and still get the weekly. So that's the awesome part about it. So if you're super casual and you don't really have a whole lot of time, and maybe you only have like 15 minutes to play every day, which sounds crazy. I mean, if you only have 15 minutes to play every day, then I don't even know why you're really playing that much, but there's a lot of people that really don't have the time, so it works out for them. You know what I mean? So you can at least finish your weeklies along with the dailies. Another tip that I wanted to mention was don't let your keys expire. So now that you're doing your dailies and everything, you're gonna start getting these Tokyo keys, the bonus keys, and all that stuff. I'm assuming that you already know how to use them, which is through the main quest and then bonus quest, and then you can just like pop them. These things give you a shit ton of XP. The main thing you have to keep in mind is don't let them expire, because they give you about a week. You see, I just got this right now and it expires on January 11th. When is that? From now, today's the 4th. Exactly a week from now. So next Monday is when it's gonna expire. So that means what I can do is I can hold this for now until next week and see how many I have before Monday. Maybe pop them all on Sunday, or you can just pop them as you go. The major thing that you need to keep in mind is that you're not really gonna get a major benefit out of it unless you're at least level 50, because in the earlier levels it doesn't really give you a whole lot of XP compared to like when you're 50 and higher, because it just keeps scaling up, because every time you do this it's gonna be the level of your character. So if you're really low level, it's gonna give you really low XP because, you know, it's low stuff. So usually the best bet is to wait until you're level 50 to really pop these things off and really start going off at it. Another thing I wanted to mention was getting your subclass and also getting your the sub quest for that class. You have to be a minimum of level 20 on your main class before you unlock the subclass, and I believe you have to grab the quest off of Coffee, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a really long time since I had that. Like, literally, I've been playing this game for about a year now. But I'm pretty sure she gives you the quest for it, because she's also the same one that gives you the quest for the mag and gives you a quest to, like, you see, like the basic training stuff for your classes. So if you want to learn a little bit more about your class, you can do them, as well as unlocking super hard and all that. Coffee is the lady for really like deep progression. But anyway, once you have your subclass, just go ahead and pick anything you like, whatever you feel like would be best for you. One of my favorites is Hunter as a subclass, and then another really good favorite is Force or Techer, like one of the Force, Techer, or Summoner, actually, because they let you use magic abilities, you know, if you have those equipped. So those are pretty nice. Right now I'm playing as one of the Scion classes, so I don't get a subclass, but for the other ones you would typically get one. And the best part about having a subclass is that you'll be leveling that as well. So if you have maybe a plan to, like, in the future play as a ranger, but you're currently playing as Force, you can do that. Have Ranger as your secondary, that way you can level that up too. So it levels at, like, I believe they get 50% less experience than normal. I know it's like cut in half or some shit like that. But it's worth it. That way you can kind of level up that one, and then you can kind of flip it and do vice versa. You know, that way you can kind of level them both up equally, you know, and pop your keys and all that, just to kind of like match them both up. You know what I mean? It's nice. And once you have your subclass, another really important thing is to grab the quest that correlate with the classes that you're using. So let's say, for example, if you're using Summoner, then this is the guy you're going to be speaking to. He's going to be giving you a bunch of Summoner type quests. They also give you extra skill points through doing that, so it's really worth it to do those quests. You'll see it on the line that it'll say like grants 5 skill points or whatever. I think this is the hunter guy right here. Let me see. Hunter be hunted. You see right here, here's one that I completed already, and it says gives 5 hunter skill points. So there goes one right there. But all these people are basically for each class. So definitely look into each one and try to complete them as you go. That way you can get those extra skill points. When it comes to mags, you can get that at level 5, and you can go to Coffee again. She's the main one you're going to be talking to again. Grab her quest, and then from there, after you finish with that quest, you'll get the mag, and from there you got to decide what it is exactly you want to do with the mag, because here's the tough decision, because leveling it down and resetting it costs real life money or a lot of time and grind. So you want to make sure that you do it the right way the first time. That way you don't go into the situation like I did, where I made some like hybrid bullshit mag that had like divided stats along 50-50-50, you see? And you know, now it's a bullshit mag that's pretty much dead. Like I'm gonna have to level it down, which is gonna take a lot of Excubes, a lot of grind. So the main thing you want to focus on is, what class do you really like playing, and will you play that for a really long time? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. So currently I have a bunch of different mags, and it's because I spent money for them. Like I went on the auction house, I mean on the shop, and on here, let me see where it is. See, on here there's the mag ticket, so you can buy a bunch of different mags if you want to. They cost $3 a piece. I bought 3 mags, so that cost me $9, and that way I can have one of each mag, so I can swap to different builds and not worry too much. So the main thing, let's say for example, if you're going to be playing as Ranger, you're going to want to focus on purely range support. You see how it says melee support, range support, tech support? Main thing you want to focus on is range. If you're going to be playing as Braver, then you're going to want to focus on dex. If you're going to be playing a force, then you're going to want to be focused on tech. You know, basically that's the whole concept. So that's why I bought different mags. That way, if I want to switch to a completely different class, then I can do that. No problem, without having any issues. So that's the thing to keep in mind. And then also the way to feed them is very simple. You click on them here, feed item. And then basically, let's say if I'm trying to work on my melee support, I'm gonna feed it a melee weapon. So I can feed it like this one here. You see, anything that's red is the melee weapons. The blue ones are the range weapons. And then usually the yellow, it's like yellow or gold, those are the ones that are tech. So basically you keep feeding it, and it's like a little mini game that shows like the bar go up, and dex is gonna go along with it. If you don't want dex on that character, which if you're focusing on one type, then you only want that one type. You don't want the dex to go up too. So there's a little mini game with this where you feed it until it gets to the end, and then if you don't let the dex go to level up, what you do to level down that dex is to eat a monomate, dimate, or trimate, depending on what you're trying to do. Monomate is melee, dimate is range, and then trimate is tech. So if you want to get the dex up on your build, then you can go ahead and use the disc, and it's going to be basically the same concept where you're going to have to bring it down with something else. So that'll probably be the soul atomizers. Next thing I wanted to mention was joining an alliance, and how important it is to join an alliance. The best thing about having one though is you can go to the alliance quarters. So you go in there, the same thing as the middle mouse button, or if you're on console, I believe it's the select button, but I'm not exactly sure. But you go in here and they have this the tree in the back, and the tree gives you bonuses. So you can go in here and you can check them out. You see how attack up, you got defense up, earned XP up, macetas, and also the rare drop rate. And no, this all depends on how strong your actual alliance is, because if there's a lot of people in it actively like doing the quest, that the alliance quest and things like that, they can feed into this tree and make it stronger for certain aspects. Like for example, right now it's at level 5 for the XP up, so I'm only getting 7% bonus to XP. But if I wanted to see that go up, then I would have to do more alliance quest and then just kind of pump all that XP into the tree. Okay, another tip I have is to buy a good weapon as soon as possible. So when you're getting up into like, you know, level 15 to the 20s and stuff like that, you can go over here to this question mark, and this is the auction house. Once you log into this, you can go into the product search and you can look for a specific weapon. So let's say right now I'm using fist weapons, so I'm gonna go look under here and go to weapons, then subcategory. Let's look for knuckles. Here it is, knuckles. And then you can look up the rarity. Usually a rarity 9 would be really nice. That way you can kind of get started on doing some damage. You see how it goes, there's 9 stars on it all the way through the red. You're probably gonna be able to use something like this. You just have to look at how much melee power you have so far. And something that's really going to improve that really fast is if you're working on melee power on your mag. So when you're working on the melee support and you're getting that higher, the sooner you'll be able to equip something like this. So getting these weapons is really important because you're going to be doing way more damage than normal. That way you can just get started on like one-shotting things and like, you know, killing stuff really fast. And then eventually you're going to work on your endgame gear, which is going to be going into like 13 star to 14 star to 15, which is the highest right now as far as I know. So going into those are really expensive, so I don't recommend really doing that yet. But at least starting, when you're starting off just leveling up, getting a 9-star should be your first priority. And then also another thing that's really worth looking at is units. And you can look under here too and do the same thing. You filter it for 9 and then just kind of look through this and see what kind of stuff we got. These tend to be a little more expensive depending on what you're trying to achieve. What I really recommend is something that has a set bonus. The Brista set is really good for this. Because basically, let me see if it shows me the stats. It's not showing me the stats. But like the Brista set, you can get the 3 pieces of Brista and it gives you a bonus. So let me show you that. You see right here, I'm wearing the Brista set right now. I've been wearing the Brista set for like all my life pretty much because I got it really early in my leveling and I've been wearing it ever since. I did upgrade it a few times just to get a little bit more power on it, which this is something to work to look at too when you're shopping for your sets, is to go onto the 3rd tab. You see how there's 1, 2, and then you go to the 3rd one. And it will tell you like what kind of things you're getting up. You see melee power, range power, tech power. I'm getting one of each basically. Mostly in tech though. That's the highest one. Then it gets other things like PP increase and blah 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 and all those defense and things. The main thing I'm always looking at is power because we're trying to do more damage, right? So we can one-shot all these mobs and not have to really worry too much. So that's basically the concept. So that's something you can look into too to kind of maximize your stuff. If you want to work on the gear yourself, you can affix it, which is it's very expensive depending on what kind of stats you're looking to put on your items. So I don't really recommend that in the beginning when you first start playing, but it's something worth like dabbling into just to kind of practice and see how it works to affix items. I'll be making a guide video on that eventually. But the coolest thing about this Brista set here is that look at the set bonuses. It gives you extra bonuses on top of the ones that I was just showing you. So look at that, melee power 70, range power 70, tech 70. You see, and then it's giving dex 50. It's giving these 2. You know, like that's a major benefit. You're getting that the bonus power on top of this here. So the 50, 20, 70. You see, like, so it's awesome. That way you can really start seeing some true DPS, like really start pushing out some numbers on top of your weapon, you know. So yeah, pretty nice. Another really good thing is to break down your items that have a gold star on it and turn that into Excubes. So like for example, you see I have a bunch of question mark stuff right now. I got a bunch of you see these weapons like Dio right here, and it has the you see the one yellow star on it. You can take these items and you can go into the swap shop and turn them into Excubes. So you see, like, you press escape, go to the little shopping cart, swap shop, and then you see on the top you have a bunch of different options of things, so you can look through them and see what's what. Because you can also turn units into Excubes or the lambda grinders. Lambda grinders are needed to upgrade your weapons. Excubes right here is also used to upgrade your weapons. It's pretty valuable currency. And to see, and then you could just click on all these weapons and turn them all into Excubes. The best way to get a bunch of these weapons like this is to do urgent quests, which I'm about to do an urgent quest right now. And sometimes they have a chance to drop out in the world, but this only happens if you're on, I believe, super hard or higher, that you have a chance to get these kind of weapons to be able to break apart and turn into Excubes. You know, so this is usually what I do is I'll do that. I'll also go to the lady to have her verify all of these. So I'll verify all of them, and sometimes there'll be some of the gold star things in there, and then I can break those apart for more Excubes, and you know, just keep it going like that. All right, so just finished that ultimate quest, got a bunch of stuff. So now the first thing I can do is I'm gonna go over here to this lady. So this is the appraise lady, and since I have a bunch of things to appraise, that's when you get those boxes that have like the question mark on it. You can turn these in. You see I have a bunch of 13 stars. So those 13 stars, you'll see them like with the rainbow color, or sometimes you'll even see the gold one. When it's a gold one, that means it's a 15 star. I would go to enhance appraise, and I'll enhance appraise these. It costs a lot more money to do this, but I think it's worth it because, one, you could take this and you can flip it onto the auction house and make some money, or you can break it apart or even use it yourself. Whatever you want to do. If you're gonna enhance appraise, then it's probably gonna be something you want to keep, but I don't know, it depends on how you're feeling. I'm fine with spending the money, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm probably going to use these weapons in the future.
I got a good look at it.
Get another 13 star. But you can take these 13 stars and just rip them apart if you don't want to, you know, spend all that money to have it enhanced. Because sometimes they'll give really good bonuses. Look at the range power on this. This is really good. 95 already. And it has the tech and melee on there as well. Yeah, you can do some nice shit with this. They're already at a rank 7, so you don't have much to upgrade. You know, like, it's nice. It's nice to do this in case you want to use that weapon for yourself. And now I'm gonna just do regular praise. Then also a really nice tip is if you hold shift down, this is obviously on computer, hold the shift down, and then you just you go all the way to the bottom, and then you click on the last one while holding shift. It's gonna highlight everything, and then you can press select target. I like to set it for light, and I like to set it for Meseta Fever. That's my favorite. And start appraisal. It's gonna cost me $84,000. She's gonna go ahead and praise everything. Look at that, bunch of Dios. You see the gold ones? Those are good because you could turn these into Excubes. Boom, Excubes, baby. Boom. Oh my god, this is the most perfect roll I've ever seen. Every single one was an Excube. All right, so now I'm gonna go into the shop again. Boom, Excubes. Just go to town. All right, look at that, 40 Excubes right there. Bam, give me them Excube. And then those 13 stars that I got, I can also turn those into Excubes. You see how, you see it says rarity 13. I could turn it into 3 Excubes if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to do that, I could. Not going to. I'm gonna hold on to these. But yeah, there is that. When it comes to upgrading the weapons, you go over here to Monica. You see right here, right next door. It's sometimes it's a dude. It's the guy that's called Doo-Doo or some shit. doo-doo head, you can go to him, and then you see on here it says enhance item, and then you can go ahead and let's say for example I want to upgrade this dim sword. Let me click on the dim sword because that's the one I want to upgrade. And then what you'll basically do is you'll take some of the other weapons that you don't really care about that's in your inventory, and you can level up your weapon that way. So let's say I can take this ray sword. I'm not gonna do this, but I'm just gonna show you as an example. You see, like, boom, I can go ahead, blap, and it's gonna go ahead and it's gonna give me some levels. You see, it gave me a little bit of XP. This is why I don't recommend doing it this way, because one, it's very expensive. Look, it's gonna cost me $100,000 just for putting this one in here. Like, look, if I wanted to put them all, like if I wanted to put 5, like it's gonna cost me $208,000 just to get it to level 10. That's terrible. So here's what I recommend. You're gonna go up here, and obviously you're not gonna be upgrading weapons until you're familiarized with the game, like you're doing pretty well. You go up here, and especially since you've been collecting Excubes at least until level 60 or so, you know what I mean? Like wait until 60 and then go over here to Excube lady, boom. Then you can go, after you collected some of these, you're gonna go right here. You see XP weapon mini, just 5 of these. You know, you can buy 5 at a time, and it will level you your weapon up from 1 to 10. And then once you get it to 10, you're gonna use 5 more, or some. It usually scales up in XP needed, so you'll probably need 10 more to get from 10 to 20, and then from 20 to 30, you're probably gonna need another like maybe 15 of these things. So that's why it's good to collect all these Excubes. That way you can go ahead and you can upgrade your weapons with these experience weapon minis, because it just makes it so much easier, and it's way cheaper. Like you're gonna be spending like probably $50,000 per like 10 levels. You know what I mean? Like it's so cheap.
Please come again.
Compared to that other method that I just showed you, just taking random ass weapons and putting it in there, it's gonna be expensive as fuck, and it's just not worth it, because that used to be the old method of leveling up your weapons. They made this new method now, and it's just like way easier. So I definitely recommend doing it this way than, you know, the old-fashioned way of just ripping apart random shit.
I'm gonna give it.
Make sure that you check on your battle pass. This is the same way that you would check like your daily missions and stuff. So you open up your thing, you press shift, and then you're gonna go to shift again. You press shift one more time. It's gonna open up your battle pass. And in here, you're gonna be just kind of getting things over time while you're doing quests and doing your dailies and weeklies. This is gonna start unlocking. If you want to get the gold section and you're free to play like I am, you're gonna have to buy the mission pass, and you can get that on the cash shop. So you go to the shopping cart here. You see SG shop. Click on that. Purchase inventory, and then like right here, mission pass gold ticket is 200 SG. Which is pretty reasonably cheap, because you can get the SG points real easy from just doing the story quest. And basically you can get that, and it's once per month usually. So I'm gonna go through my battle pass now. You see the first page, I completed it, so I'm gonna go to next. Second page complete, next. Third page complete, next. There we go. I'm pretty much almost done with this. And boom, look at that. 500,000 ticket. 3 of them. That's really good for leveling outs. So you see, this is really awesome to get, and it's nice to get the other one because it also gives other bonuses. Like, see, this is the Christmas costume. I already have it, so I don't want it again. So I can pick the bottom one. Oh, this is the woman's version. I'm a guy, so I obviously can't wear this. I wish I could wear a skirt, but I can't. And then look, I can't wear this either because I'm not a robot. So like you gotta kind of look at this sometimes too, because you know you don't want to accidentally get the wrong thing and then you can't even wear it. I think maybe I can wear this bottom one, but I don't really have a whole lot of options. So I guess I'm just gonna go with the Santa one again, because whatever. It comes with the mission badges, so screw it. And that's it. Bam. You just kind of work through all this shit. This is gonna expire on January 6th, so I'm gonna see about trying to finish this off. If I don't get close enough, you can always purchase the tier and then just go straight to it. So I can buy the whole entire thing. It's only going to cost me 100 SG at this point. So cheap. And then I can get it all done. Get the entire battle pass done. Another really nice way to get SG points is the PvP zone. There's the PvP vendor up at that same place where you get the Excubes exchange. It's nice. You can get some extra SG every week. Also the casino, you can get extra SG just for messing around with casino stuff. So there is that as well for getting SG points. So something that I learned yesterday, and thanks to ACH for mentioning this, in the story quest, there's extra, you can get extra drops by doing it on hardcore modes. So if, let's say you wanted to go back, let's say I already beat episode 1, you see it's going to show it like this. You can click on the top tab here and then press all, and then it's going to show you all the quests. The ones you want to focus on is the ones that have like the battle thing. You see this here? So basically you click on it and then it'll show you if you beat it or not. It'll have like the little crown on it. So if you haven't beat it on hardcore, go ahead and do it, because you're going to get extra titles. So like you can go back here to the title lady, and then you see, look, I got a bunch of titles, and bam, like this is extra SG right here. Boom, 20 SG just for accepting this. This one, another 20. Yo, give me SG, give me SG, give me SG. Look at this, it's just raining SG. So like, this is another way for you to get extra SG. You see what I mean? Like, it's just like non-stop. So it's pretty nice to do it on hardcore. That way you can go back, knock that out, get the extra titles, and yeah, cool shit. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention earlier is doing the collections. That's something that's pretty important, and something that I took a really long time to even discover of how to even do that. But you go up to, you know, the counter right here, you see the equipment officer, go into the collections folder, and then you can look at things you can start claiming. So every time you claim one of these and you see urgent quest pop up, you can do the urgent quest and it gives you points towards getting that item. So let's say, for example, I got this Val Owls, which was a material that was needed to upgrade into some of like the, you know, the end game tier weapons that have like the good augments on it, like lifesteal, for example. So you see I went under 15 star material, and where's that Val Owls? Here it is, Val Owl, and then like confirm the sheet. I just did urgent quest, and then eventually it gave me it. So urgent quest is usually the main place to get it. There's also trigger quest, where are these little things that you can get from, I think it's the Excubes exchange. It's up there in the exchange currencies thing, where you can get these trigger quests that you can do basically the urgent quest type missions without an urgent quest actually being active. So if you're more impatient and you want to just get shit done, you can do the trigger quest. But yeah, this is nice for being able to get some equipment, like endgame equipment, for, you know, for free, essentially. This is the weapon I'm currently using right now is the millionaire weapon. So it starts off at level 30. You see that? And then what you do is you basically get multiples of the same item, and then you feed it into this one, into the one you want to keep, and you can keep doing that to upgrade it to rank 35. So you're just gonna basically repeat these as a free player. Since I'm free, you can only have 3 of these collections at a time, and every time you wanna, like, whenever you finish your sheet, like right now, you see I'm almost done with this sheet. When it's done, it's gonna give you the item, and then you basically discard the sheet, and then you retake it again. Sometimes it's gonna tell you that you need to wait a certain amount of days to be able to do that or whatever. If that's the case, then you can always reclaim the sheet using star gems, you know, to bypass that whole process if you want to just keep collecting over and over and over as you keep getting them. So that's a thing you can do too. But it's really nice gear in here, and there's a lot of endgame material in here. You can get eggs for your summoner. Look at this, 14 star eggs. So yeah, it's pretty awesome shit in here, and it's really worth collecting these whenever you can. All right, so that should cover everything. I really hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like to see me do in the future. I'm planning to do a lot of Phantasy Star content, especially leading on to New Genesis. I'm really excited about New Genesis. So we'll see what happens when we get there. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, later guys.